Hey everybody, Ragus here, Assistant Professor of Marketing at Athens State University. I'm so excited to be your instructor this semester. Now, in this introduction video, I want to breeze through these different slides in this Google Slides document. And so if you wanted to take a closer, longer look at the items in each slide, go ahead and pause the video. All right, let's get started. One of the things that I like to start with is that I moved to Alabama from Missouri back in December 2021. Now, I started at Athens State University back in August 2021, so I was actually working remotely during my first semester. And before that, I worked at the University of Central Missouri in Warrensburg, Missouri, where I taught these different classes. And as far as industry experience, I've worked at all these different types of places. When it comes to the marketing agencies, that's where I really developed my marketing experience because I went from concept all the way to implementation when it came to different marketing campaigns. And then all the other things, well, as graphic designer, I also developed my design skills. Now, as far as education, I would say the main takeaway here is that I like to go to school, right? So I've collected a few degrees along the way. And most recently, I'm working on a graduate certificate. So just like you, I am taking classes, actually, just one class, because I have one class to go before I complete a graduate certificate. And one thing that I wanted to point out is like the takeaway here also is that learning shouldn't stop just because you finish or graduate from college, right? Like me, even though I already have a doctorate, well, I decided that one way for me to continue learning, so there's that whole lifelong learning and professional development type stuff. I decided that one way for me to accomplish that is to complete a graduate certificate. So that keeps me updated on my skills and all that happy stuff. Now, summer 2024 was a pretty exciting summer, and so I wanted to share a few random pictures, mostly of scenery, myself, and my daughter. So let's see. I traveled to Salt Lake City for ProfCon 2024, where I had a presentation, and so I, outside of that, I visited the Utah Olympic Park, also the Utah State Capitol, and then I also was able to make it back home. So I visited the University of Central Missouri. So UCM will always be special to me, along with Missouri, because, well, if you look at my education, that's where I went to school, right? And then that's also where I worked before moving here to Alabama. And then I moved to the University of, or I moved to Warrensburg, Missouri for college. So I pretty much stuck around after that. And so I've lived my entire adult life up until I moved to Alabama. So it'll always be special in my heart, right? Missouri. And since I went to the University of Missouri, I got my Tigers hat, Tigers shirt. So yeah, this guy will always be a Missouri guy, right? So what was I talking about? Oh yeah, University of Central Missouri here, and then I went to Vegas. So I went to Instructor Con, and then outside of that, I walked around in the 120-degree weather, and then we went to Hell's Kitchen. And here's our view of our hotel room with the sphere. So that was fun. Now I didn't always live in Missouri. So I said I moved to Missouri for college, but before that, I lived on the island of Saipan. So I'll let you kind of look that up yourself to see what this is all about. One thing that I will say is yes, that is indeed a tropical island paradise, and it's part of the United States. So perhaps if you've never been, I would highly recommend visiting. Now let's go back to Missouri. So yes, if I didn't already say this, uh, yeah, it'll always be special in my heart. So here's random pictures from my collection. There's our house, Kansas City streetcar, Kauffman Stadium, snow, my wedding picture. Yeah, and then family, random pictures from my collection, wife, kids, my cat. Yep, right there. And then Alabama, of course, since moving here, I've taken a few pictures. So there's my house, there's Birmingham, another shot of my house. My daughter goes to James Clemens. Here's Athens State. There's Huntsville. We had a hailstorm, snow. Whew, lots of stuff. All right. Last item I want to talk about. So, in a couple of pictures, you've already seen it. I have a truck that I typically drive around, and here it is in our driveway. Well, this is July. I'm recording this. Well, July 2024 is when the Missouri license plate expired, and so I finally switched over to Alabama. So my truck is an Alabamian now, right? So I'm like, oh, so there you go. All right, that's what I got. Thanks for watching. Let's have a great semester.